Alright, so here's what just happened. Imagine spending $80 on the most anticipated game of the decade. You've waited 13 years for this. You get home on November 19th, you boot it up, the Rockstar logo hits the screen, and then a message pops up telling you that you can't play until you upload a photo of your driver's license or scan your face. That is not a dystopian joke. That is not a fake leak. For millions of players, that is about to become reality. And after digging into this story for the past 2 days, I can tell you, what I found is even bigger than the headline. Because this doesn't stop where you think it stops. So let's rewind and get everyone on the same page. This week, reports came out confirming that GTA 6 players in Australia will need to verify their identity with a real driver's license or another official document before they can access the game. This is happening because of Australia's new online safety laws, a set of rules that quietly went into effect back in March of this year. And here's the thing, this isn't some vague proposal sitting in a parliament drawer somewhere. The law is live, it's enforceable, and it applies to every online game rated R18+. Which, let's be honest, GTA 6 is guaranteed to be. The same rating GTA 5 carries in Australia right now. So the collision course between the biggest game launch in history and one of the strictest age verification laws on the planet, it's already locked in. But to understand why this is such a massive deal, you need to see what the law actually demands. And trust me, it's not what you think. Because when most people hear age verification, they think of that little box where you type in a birth date. January 1st, 1980. Click, done. We've all done it. Well, those days are officially over. Australia's e-safety commissioner made it brutally clear. Self-declaration will not satisfy the new codes. The rules demand what they call accurate, robust, fair, and reliable age assurance. And there are only 3 ways to deliver that. Option 1, upload a government-issued ID through a third-party verification provider. Option 2, a credit card check. Option 3, and this is the one that's freaking people out, facial age estimation. That means submitting to a video scan where an AI analyzes your face and decides whether you look over 18. Let that sink in. A facial scan to play a video game. This is the framework GTA 6 is walking into. And if you're thinking Rockstar might just ignore it, the next part explains exactly why that is never going to happen. Because this law comes with teeth. If Rockstar fails to comply, the penalties can reach 49.5 million Australian dollars. And here's the part that matters. That's not a yearly fine. That's not a one-time slap on the wrist. That is per breach, per violation. Do the math on a game that's projected to sell tens of millions of copies in its first weeks, and you understand why Take-Two's lawyers are not sleeping on this. Australia is a serious market. Hundreds of thousands of active GTA players. Walking away from it isn't an option. Paying fines that could stack into the hundreds of millions isn't an option either. Which leaves exactly one path. Full compliance from day one, and Rockstar knows it. In fact, and this is where the story takes a turn that almost nobody is talking about, Rockstar didn't just see this coming. They've been quietly preparing for it for over a year, and the evidence is sitting inside the game files right now. Here's the revelation that changes this whole story. Months before Australia's law even took effect, data miners digging through GTA Online's files found something strange. Dormant age verification code. Complete verify age screens. Toggle options tied to online access, photo uploads, even in-game store access. All of it built, finished, and sitting there. Switched off. Waiting. No game update required. Rockstar can flip it on server side, region by region, whenever a law demands it. And in Australia, that switch has already been flipped. Australian GTA Online players are going through verification right now, today, on a 12-year-old game. So ask yourself, if Rockstar built this entire machine for GTA 5's online mode, what do you think is already built into GTA 6? This system isn't a reaction, it's infrastructure. The verification wall exists. The only question is which countries it activates in. And that list? It's growing faster than anyone expected. Because Australia is not an island on this. Well, geographically, yes. Legally, no. The UK's Online Safety Act already mandates similar verification. If you're in Britain, you've probably already hit one of these walls. Discord users there went through exactly this kind of ID check. The European Union is drafting comparable rules. Several US states have passed or are developing their own age verification laws. South Korea and China are enforcing their own versions. Industry watchers expect Rockstar to roll out verification region by region, wherever local law requires it. And every few months, a new region joins the list. So if you're sitting in the US or Europe thinking, sucks for Australia, doesn't affect me, understand this. The infrastructure is global. The activation is local. Your country is one law away from that same screen. And believe it or not, compared to what some governments are doing to GTA 6, Australia's ID checks are actually the gentle version. Because some countries didn't ask for ID, they just slammed the door. Tajikistan banned the entire Grand Theft Auto franchise outright, accusing it of inciting crime and encouraging violence. If you live there, no license, no face scan, no anything is going to get you into Vice City. Legally, the game simply won't exist. Then there's Russia, where politicians have publicly demanded that Rockstar release a sanitized, censored version of GTA 6, objecting to content that reportedly appeared in the leaks. And China blocks the game entirely through its storefront system. So zoom out and look at the full picture. One game, dozens of legal systems, and governments with wildly different levels of patience for Rockstar's particular brand of chaos. GTA 6 isn't just the biggest entertainment launch in history. It's becoming a global stress test for how far governments will go to control what adults play. Which brings us to the question underneath all of this, the one about you and your data. Because let's talk about what verification actually means in practice. To pass these checks, you're handing over one of three things: a government document, a credit card, or biometric footage of your face. And you're not handing it to Rockstar directly. You're handing it to third-party verification companies. Companies most players have never heard of. Now, the law says these systems must comply with Australian privacy regulations, and providers claim data gets deleted after verification. But the community's reaction has been exactly what you'd expect. Part outrage, part resignation, and one giant question hanging over everything. What happens when one of these verification databases gets breached? Because every database is a target. We've watched even the biggest companies get hacked. Rockstar itself suffered one of the largest leaks in gaming history in 2022. So the concern isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition. Players aren't just asking, do I have to verify? They're asking, who's protecting what I hand over? And honestly, that question doesn't have a great answer yet. Now, before you head to the comments, let's separate what's confirmed from what's speculation. Because a lot of videos are getting this wrong. Confirmed. The Australian law is real. It's in effect. And it requires age assurance for R18 plus online games, with massive fines for non-compliance. Confirmed. GTA Online already enforces ID checks in Australia. Confirmed. The verification code exists in Rockstar's ecosystem. Now, here's the gray zone. Under the current rules, the requirement targets online features, multiplayer, communication, live services. GTA 6 is launching as a single-player experience, and a pure offline campaign may not technically fall under the same mandate. So, no, the story mode probably won't demand your passport the second you press start. But GTA 6's online mode is coming eventually. And when it does, every Australian player hits that wall. Anyone telling you the campaign is definitely locked behind ID checks is speculating. Anyone telling you this issue is overblown is ignoring where the industry is clearly heading. So here's where we stand. November 19th is locked in. Pre-orders are live. The verification infrastructure is built, tested, and already running in one country, with more lining up behind it. Somewhere between you and Vice City, there may soon be a checkpoint asking for your papers. Whether this becomes the global standard for adult-rated games or stays an Australian experiment is going to be decided in the next few months. And I'll be covering every move. So tell me in the comments, would you upload your ID or scan your face to play GTA 6? Or is that a line you won't cross? Drop your answer below because I genuinely want to know where this community stands. And if you want to stay ahead of every twist on the road to launch, subscribe and turn on notifications. The news is only going to accelerate from here. I'm Jake Mercer. See you in Vice City.